What do you mean, kind of? It's definitely what happened.
Other stuff happened too.
They got older, they got paid, and then the Yankees didn't have the budget anymore. If the Yankees don't have a budget, no other team in baseball is going to have a budget.
And then they spent stupid money too.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, but they have the capability to spend stupid money. Again, if we're talking about like pretty much any other team in baseball, if you have like 3 or 4 players that you want to keep who are homegrown, even if you keep them on team friendly deals, eventually that's going to lock you up.
Unless you're the Dodgers.
Yeah, but I mean, even the Dodgers, like, they reset the tax a few years ago, and they're not going to be like this forever. They're already losing people. Their curse isn't coming back.
Maybe he might.
No way.
He might.
He's done. He's going to be a Yankee.
No.
Over the hill pitcher. It's perfect.
So, Ethan, you going to join us? You're just going to sit there.
He wants us to see his pretty face on his picture. Doesn't look that good in real life. Oh. I can't wait to hear what he's going to say.
Obviously, if I have muted myself and turned the video off, it means I'm not ready. It means I'm doing something. So.
Oh, this is recording. Oops.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gosh. How dare we talk about masturbation? That is so, so taboo and off limits and just way worse than all the other stuff we talk about, or that I talk about.
So you eating soup and having wine tonight?
I'm having beer, and I am eating soup.
Yeah.
I'm having one of the beers you sent me.
You better be.
Of course I am. Tonight I'm having the one of the IPAs that they did with phytins and equilibrium and vitamin C.
Ooh.
It's 10%, and I'm kind of on an empty stomach, so we'll see. Maybe I'll be a little loopy by the time we're at towards the end of the episode, and who knows what kind of shit will come out of my mouth then.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like the biggest glass of beer I think you've ever had on the podcast.
No, it's probably just because it's close up, or it's just like a thicker glass. Yeah, this is just a regular old pint glass. It's the same amount it always is. Yeah.
Rudy, that looks lighter than what you normally drink.
No, it's still an IPA. It's 10%.
So we both got 10%ers.
Other half's 7th anniversary beer that they rebrewed for their 8th anniversary.
Oh, funny.
You got a Rogue. What is that, Scorpion Bowl, or is that Bat? Was it the Bat one? Bat Squatch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I knew that by the color of the can, or no?
It's impressive.
Very impressive.
Yeah. I don't know if it's bad or not, but it's definitely impressive.
Yeah. My beer is only 6.7%, so I'm bringing us down.
Mm-hmm.
So you're eating soup again, Ethan. Is it the same soup?
No, this is different soup. This is tortellini soup with some veggies thrown in there. So
cheesy pasta in the soup.
Oh yeah, delicious. Tortellini and broth is like a classic thing, like tortellini and brodo. Like you can look up recipes for that shit. But basically you just throw in tortellini and chicken broth and whatever you want.
This has already been our greatest episode already.
Yeah, our greatest episode already. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
but
because wait till you hear what Matt's eating. Go ahead, Matt.
Matt, what are you eating?
Young Matthew.
Mini ravioli.
We have like a cheesy pasta theme that began like a month ago and it's still going. I'm pretty impressed.
New cheesy pasta every week, baby.
Mm-hmm. We gotta come up with a new slogan. That can be the next round of merch that we do. Has something to do with cheesy pasta.
Cheese stuffed commentary from 3 ravioli heads.
That's interesting.
Sorry, listeners. Don't use that one.
For right off the top of your head, certainly silly enough.
I like the idea of cheese stuffed commentary.
Mm. Okay. So what's on the docket for tonight?
Didn't we have a running bit prior to our little vacation, our holiday vacation, but I can't remember what it was. I feel like we had another bit. Something like the cheesy pasta thing.
Like before New Year's?
Yeah.
Were we like debating something? Were we arguing about something?
Oh yeah. It was definitely something baseball related. Your dad wrote in.
Oh, about Paul O'Neill being manager? Or about hustle.
Hustle.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that was like a segment or a bit we were doing, but we did talk about that a few times. Yeah, the idea of whether one needs to literally run at 100% on every single play, which I think is silly, and my dad thinks is absolutely necessary. That you're a piece of shit if you don't hustle on every single play. Pretty much, he wouldn't say that. It's not that bad. I'm exaggerating, but yeah, that's right. That's what the debate was.
I mean, it's an easy way to get you guys upset, but I will say I have it on authority from a college athlete that if you don't hustle, you're disrespecting the game.
Yes, and the one random anecdotal college athlete that that definitely convinces us and is the winning argument.
No, she wrote in.
Oh, she wrote in?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the one college athlete who wrote in and said that it's disrespecting the game, that wins the argument. It's over. It's done. Forget about the thousands of other athletes and the hundreds of years of history. Forget it.
Yep.
Forget about the fact that college athletics is a completely different animal from professional sports also.
Straight from Ethan's mouth.
Yeah.
True story.
We're talking about in professional sports, we're talking about millions of dollars on the line. You have to protect your body.
I disagree.
I'm
focusing
not
on my
disagreeing
ravioli.
with you. I feel like you're talking to me.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm directing this more at Matt. Why do you think I'm talking to you?
I don't know, because you're looking right at me.
I'm just looking at the fucking screen.
That's how
I'm looking
Zoom
at the
works.
camera. Yeah, that's how Zoom works. Hey.
Also, I'm just letting him talk because I'm focused on my
ravioli. Focused on his food.
Figured out here.
It looks like it's working. We can see you and hear you.
Yeah, no, good though. I didn't this is not the computer that I typically use. So I was trying to find out how to turn on the volume. This is about a laptop from like 1932. So it actually took, after Colin texted me, it took about a good 10 minutes there for it to even launch the Zoom meeting. So yeah, this is great. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Welcome aboard.
This is great.
Thanks for having me. I wrote
cousin Greg.
I wrote down notes and everything. So
yes. Well, so first of all, for the listeners, cousin Greg is finally here. We have mentioned cousin Greg many times. I have complained often to Colin that he hasn't been on the show yet. He's finally here. This is very exciting. Also, one other thing we should mention, we didn't mention, yesterday was Colin's birthday. He's old as shit. So please taunt him about that. But cousin Greg is here and wearing lots of Phillies stuff, which is a questionable choice. But at least I like the throwback. I like the throwback colors.
Yeah, I went with the throwback. Oh, wait, cripes. I just clicked off myself. I went with the throwback shirt, which is why then I went with the more traditional hat, not the throwback hat. I figured the Phillies is one thing that cannot upset any one of you guys because they're not really relevant in the baseball scheme. And obviously 2009, if 2009 went differently, then maybe I would have thought twice of wearing it. But yeah, I even, when we get through the beer selections, I have a special mug for today too. So.
Beautiful.
I will say, I think 2009 is just you guys ran into a mildly hot Hideki Matsui, and that's about it. So,
well, I mean, when you have Jay-Z performing out in the outfield, at that point, I knew it was over. Even I was singing along. Even I was hyped for the Yankees at that point.
So good. So what are you drinking? And we just went through our beers while we were waiting for you to fire up.
Oh yeah, excellent. So, well, Shout out here to Matt down in your area there. Victory Brewing down in Downingtown. But to go in the theme of Philadelphia, I'm drinking Brotherly Love. It says on here, this is Brewmaster's approval, but I am drinking out of a 2008 Phillies World Series champion mug. You can't drink a Philly beer and anything else, and obviously keeping in the Phillies theme for tonight.
I like it.
Perfect.
There's actually the closest brewery to my house is a Victory location.
Oh, that's awesome.
But since I've moved here, they've been closed because the building there had an explosion in it. And I'm like begging them to open up because I love that place. I've been there twice before. I want to go back so bad.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm trying to, I need some tips like later on after the show. You need to let me know how I can get my hands on some of these like milkshake brews and all. Like I'm a sweet guy. Like I like that sweetness. I know you guys are always talking about how, oh man, it's so sweet, but like that tickles my fancy. So later on, you guys are gonna have to give me tips. It's very bland up in northeastern Pennsylvania in our beer selection. So when I walk into Aunt Mo's store, Wegmans, I just try to pick out whatever I can.
Aunt Mo's store.
Well,
yeah,
the inventor of those milkshake IPAs ships statewide in Philadelphia or in Pennsylvania. So
all right,
I'll keep an eye out on their website when they've got them, and we can get you hooked up.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I mean, Wegmans has probably got a pretty good selection, though, right? Even the one in Dixon City.
Yeah, I mean, there's some pretty good spots, but I mean, my Untapped is nowhere near as on point as some of y'all's. I actually screenshotted yours, Matt, and sent it to one of my buddies the other day, and he was blown away. And he's like a 1,500 to 2,000 guy, and he was just like, dang. So, but I mean, I've probably had a lot of what's already at Wegmans. So like Matt said, it's like Pokemon trying to catch them all.
See, I don't know if I still with Untapped to this day, I don't know if I should be happy about that or like disappointed in myself or proud of it. Like I still don't know what to think.
Proud.
I'm about 30 years older than you guys. If they ever had Untapped when I was going through college, I'd probably be surpassed years right now.
Well, the big thing is like the last badge is like 10,000 unique brews. And like I'm wondering when I get there and I get it, like, oh, you've tried 10,000 different beers. Like, am I done at that point? And it's just like, is beer over? Like, it's like, okay, I couldn't stop now.
Mountaintop.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where do I go from there?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, listen, when Tiger Woods was the best in the world and always on top of his game, he said he can always get better. So
I like that. I like that. Please keep my drinking habit strong and relevant.
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing you missed is we're starting up. Ethan's got tortellini, and I just finished mini ravioli.
Yeah. Of course, I'm a ravioli guy. I mean, not that I dislike a good tortellini, but when push comes to shove, there's just nothing better than a good ravioli.
Yeah, I had mini ravioli. I have to say the stuffing to dough ratio was it wasn't right. I need more stuffing. So
yeah, see, I'm a dough guy. I like, like I'm a crust guy on the pizza. I'm a big dough guy. So I certainly I like mine with actually a little bit less stuffing.
Okay, well then that makes sense because that's why I think I like jumbo shells, stuffed shells, because it's like the smallest of the thinnest of the noodles with the most crud in it. Okay,
yeah,
all right, I get some respect there.
Listen, and that's, I mean, I've really liked the chronicling your food habits over the past few weeks. But I'll tell you right now, if you're with the Italians, like if we were in South Philly and they heard you saying manicotti, they may like throw up in their mouths if you don't give them a good manigot.
I was going to say manigot is, I think,
yeah.
I've been corrected before, but
yeah,
instead of manicotti.
Yeah.
I I still will always say mozzarella though. Mozzarella, like
Yeah, the mozzarella. That's what you got to say. Mozzarella.
You know, surprisingly, my Italian sister-in-law has not corrected me. So I think she's just being polite.
Yeah, that's all right. Us Italian Americans, we kind of just make up things as we go along anyway. So listen, I get all my stuff from The Sopranos.
I think half the time Ethan's just making up Yiddish stuff.
Mm-mm.
Like, go get the spagula. Like, I don't know what that means, but it sounds.
I mean, I could if I wanted to. Listen, if you want to make up a Yiddish word, it's not that hard. If you do like a sh sound, like SCH, and then you get some of the like the hard the CH, the way the Germans do it and the Yiddish do it, because German is a heavy part of Yiddish, then you're good. So like you can literally just go like shach, and that sounds like a Yiddish word. I don't think it is one, but so if you guys ever want to, you know, if you're out in the world and you want to like impress somebody, because throwing random Yiddish words out is very impressive, then that just remember those two things, SCH and the and you're golden.
I think you like fashuka or something like that. Just sounds like something that you.
Well, there's fakakta is a real word.
Yeah, but like fashuka, I don't know.
It's kind of close to it. Well, and then shakshuka is like a famous Israeli like breakfast, like a Mediterranean breakfast.
He's just making this shit up now. Yeah.
You Google it. Google shakshuka. Google fakakta. They're both real.
I barely mastered the English language. I don't think I can do another one. I did though, Ethan. I did have for 2 years. I did have a Jewish roommate. Shout out Ben Johnston. He was from Ballard High School in Kentucky, home of Allen Houston.
A Kentucky Jew. Wow.
Yeah. So he bounced around a lot though. He moved in a couple different places. He lives though over in Israel right now. So he bounced around after South Carolina. Then he ended up going to graduate school over in Israel, and he's kind of just stayed over there since then. So shout out to Ben. Maybe he'll listen tomorrow.
So he went from Kentucky to South Carolina. Did he like choose the states with the most KKK in it or something? Like,
listen, I don't know how a lot of my friends bounced around there. To be honest, in South Carolina, I probably had more friends from Pennsylvania, Jersey, Ohio, New York. There's a big influx from the Northeast down there. But some of my closest friends that I talk to, you know, still today, you're talking about guys from Ohio, one's from New York, one's from South Carolina, one's from Alabama, one's from DC. So, you know, guys are from all over the place. But yeah, we all bonded over at the Gamecocks.
Well, nice. I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know much about South Carolina, but I can tell you, like, North Carolina is just getting ruined by all the people from Syracuse moving there. I just,
yeah, it's going down the shitter.
I guess, is Colin from Syracuse, or Colin, are you from Scranton? Like, I don't know.
Colin.
Oh my God!
Scranton. Don't let him hit you. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. He doesn't fucking remember anything. He moved out of Scranton when he was like 3 years old. He's from fucking Syracuse. He grew up in Syracuse.
He remembers Maroney's pizza though, so that's all that matters.
And you know what? And he says tray of pizza, so there are strong strains of the Scrantonian in him, I guess. You know.
First time I heard pizza pie, and I was like, "Is that a dessert?" I didn't know what people were referring to, because I mean, I've always, whether it was round or square, we just always, called it a tray of pizza.
Yeah.
I had friends from like the West Virginia Panhandle / Ohio River Valley right over there talk about like, oh, you got to get square pizza. And it's like, you mean a sheet pizza? Like, no, it's square pizza. It's a square. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's so everywhere you go. Now there's St. Louis style pizza, which is garbage, by the way. Don't ever get St. Louis style pizza.
Why is it garbage? What's wrong with it?
Because they make it with this like Provel cheese that's like, if you Velveeta up some provolone, like it's just
all right,
like,
yeah, it sounds weird.
It's garbage, you know. Yeah, everyone's got their own style of pizza tonight. Now. It's weird. Anyway,
that was my dinner tonight. I made some pizza. So long time ago. This is like, well, pre 4 kids. My buddy and I used to have a traveling pizza business that we used to go around to people's houses. And we actually, Ethan, I think you were at a party, right? You were at a gig at Colin.
As soon as you said that, I was like, holy shit, I remember this. Yep.
Yeah, we schooled all you guys in beer pong afterwards, playing by those stupid Syracuse rules that I still don't even know what they are. But we were bringing that up not too long ago, some kind of Randy Johnson move or something. But we had that pizza gig, and I mean, obviously with kids, and he's got 3 now, and with my 4, so much going on. We just, we haven't really done anything, but we were, we kind of put out there on social media, teased out, because we make pizzas all the time for the football. I guess there was a big game on Sunday, so we made pizzas for that. And then I had a leftover dough. It wasn't a homemade one, but I made some barbecue chicken. I put some mozzarella cheese and then some barbecue chicken on top. So that was my dinner tonight.
Now, Greg, remind me, how old are your kids now? Are you comfortable talking about that? Can you say how old they are?
Yeah, that's fine. I left the basketball game. We were at a North Pocono's high school game tonight. So I left early with Gaetano. Then everyone else just came home. They went upstairs. But Luciano, he's the oldest. He's in 6th grade now. He'll be 12 on St. Patrick's Day. So in a month he'll be 12. Gaetano just turned 10 the day after Timmy's birthday, that long lost brother of Colin's. And then we have Alessio. Alessio is 6. He turned 6. Remember, it was his birthday the day before Colin's and Christine's wedding a few years ago. We sang
I remember this.
At the rehearsal dinner. And then the youngest is Domenico. He's 4. He turned 4 in August.
So basically 12, 10, 6, and 4.
Yeah.
Okay, which on its own already fucking brutal. But also your job, your profession is you are a middle school math teacher, right?
Yeah. The worst probably grade that you can possibly teach, 8th grade, and the worst subject, math.
Yeah. So I'm just in awe because obviously, people who listen know I've talked about it a little bit. I'm teaching these days and I've only been doing it a couple of years now, my first time doing it. And I work with mostly little kids. But a variety. I would say, generally speaking, most of my students are like between 6 and 13, right? And teaching is fucking exhausting. Like it is mentally, it just drains you, right?
Yep.
And so I'm just thinking about you being an 8th grade math teacher and then also having 4 children, 12, 10, 6, and 4. I don't know how the fuck you do anything. Like I am in awe of you. So
thank you.
Congratulations.
Well, but that's not all, right? Because for a good portion of the year, after he's done
coaching, right? He's coaches.
Teaching, he's Ted Lasso. I mean,
Ted Lasso.
He's molding young athletes. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck you do it.
Yeah, I mean, in the fall gets really busy because pretty much when we start our first day of soccer, I'm with our high school team 6 out of 7 days a week. We have to have 1 day off during the week. So we take 1 day off. But then on top of that, Luciano, I coach his rec league team. I coach Gaetano's rec league team. The 2 youngest, thankfully, are on the same team because I coach their team. And then Luciano started playing travel soccer. So Sundays normally our day off, but we're traveling to go see him play on Sundays. But then we kick right into basketball season. And I coached all of them in basketball. Plus Luciano's on 2, kind of 3 indoor teams. Gaetano's on an indoor team, coaching those. And then now basketball's getting ready to shut down soon, and we'll be going right into baseball. And I'll be coaching 2 baseball teams, and the cycle just keeps going on and on.
Holy shit!
So do you just have like a permanent IV of coffee or something?
No, I don't do that stuff. Ooh.
Like I can't. I have like a cat, and I can't keep my stuff together. I can't imagine trying to keep, school and multiple coaching gigs. Holy cow.
I love everything I do. It's 100% passion. I tell the kids every day when I see them, I'm just a ball of energy. And, I always try to put my best foot forward whenever I'm with them.
That's amazing.
Well, and it's working, right? Come on, Colin or Ethan, you guys
Yeah. Do some
talk about
bragging.
give me
Yeah.
the accolades. What
Yeah.
what just happened earlier this year?
Didn't your high school team win something really
Yeah.
important?
So
Well, wait, Greg.
What?
Before you get into that, I just wanted to be known that there are a lot of people on this podcast who've done really incredible things. Matt has his patent right on screen there behind him. He's a plant manager. I am an Amazon best-selling author, and Greg has what he's about to talk to. Ethan, what have you done with your life? I've been curious about this.
You've been curious about this. Well,
Yeah.
I can tell you that I have a doctorate from literally a world famous like first tier music school.
Yeah,
so,
but you paid for that.
Oh gosh, I know. God, how could I pay for something like that's horrible? Like, Jesus Christ.
These things were given to us.
Really given to you, huh? I'm not gonna get into this.
Oh, damn it! I was holding off because I was hoping.
I'm not gonna do this because I will end up getting carried away and I'll say something actually
Ethan,
like mean by accident. I'm not gonna do it.
Ethan earned it. I mean, I still am convinced that your master's was just an extended vacation. Yeah, it was in Miami, everyone, and he had the greatest setup ever. He was living with his aunt and uncle, and it just sounded like a wonderful place. You did work hard for it. I'm not taking that away.
I know. Yeah,
I am supremely jealous of your master's.
Well, but the thing is, like, the thing about that is I don't love Miami. Like, I could have stayed for my doctorate and still had a really nice situation there. Like, they would have paid me. They paid me for my master's. Like, University of Miami has a lot of money. Even the music school does, which is rare. A lot of music schools don't have that kind of money. Miami does, but I just didn't love Miami. So wait,
because here's normally like, hey, Ethan, how's Miami? Well, the traffic's bad.
Yes.
Like, I hate the traffic.
Exactly.
Like, traffic.
Or the merge lanes.
Yes, exactly, Greg. No, the traffic in Miami is fucking atrocious. And of course, now I live in DC and I see myself being here like indefinitely. So basically I'm cursed. I'm cursed to always be in like horrible traffic places. But no, in Miami, it's truly awful. It's probably worse than DC because it's more like anarchic. It's just fucking chaos. It's insane. At least it was when I was there. This was, oh my God. This was from 2011 to 2013, which is already like 9 years ago. What the fuck? Where did the time go? That makes me so sad. But in any case,
everyone, Ethan just had a quarter life crisis.
Yeah, exactly. I'm devastated. Think about my little my joy of living bit I talked about last week, and I'm gonna have a follow up to that right now, talking about I won't. But yeah, Miami's cool to visit, and a lot of people loved it. Like a lot of the people I went to school with stayed there. They adored it there. For me, I only miss Cuban food. That's pretty much the only thing I miss about Miami. So, and the winter weather from like October to March, it's like 80 and sunny every day. So that was nice too. But anyways.
So about Greg.
Well, my buddy and I, we kept wanting to actually get a poor man's patent on our pizza gig name, the Jabroni Brothers, but we ended up not doing it ever. I guess we can still kind of do that, but so maybe I can get a patent hanging up in my room too. But no, for soccer, we just obviously had a great season. When we went to the basketball game tonight, I actually sat on the other side of the court, so I got to take a picture of they put our championship banner, like the numbers up on the banner this year. So yeah, pretty sweet. We set all kinds of records this year. Most wins ever in a season, most goals, most assists, a bunch of individuals on our team set records. And then we won a league championship, district championship, first district championship since 2005. So in 16 years. And this was the first time in the history of our soccer program that we won a game in the state tournament. And we ended up losing to the eventual state runner up. So, we were in the Elite Eight. We were ranked in the top 10 in the state for the first time ever. So it was a pretty big thing. So we were pretty excited. Ready to obviously get next season started. We got a lot of good players coming back. We're losing a lot of good players, but yeah, we're excited to see what the future of North Pocono soccer has, because we have a lot of strong players coming up through the system, which is nice. Having all these young kids that I have, I pretty much have a beat on our program from the 5-year-olds on up. So it's been a fun ride so far, and we're looking to continue it.
It's advanced scouting. You're not coaching your kids. You're just doing advanced scouting.
That's right. You know, the lots of times I like to just go put the dad hat on and watch games, and that allows me though to do a little bit of advanced scouting of some of the future of the other schools, you know, what they have coming up as well. So.
Well, but I'm not going to let this go. So, Colin, you may have to say that, because isn't there one more thing that Greg didn't say?
I don't know what you're getting at.
Didn't you win an award?
Yeah. I don't like to toot my own horn.
I know, that's why I was trying to get Colin to do it, but he's failing.
I did win the regional coach of the year this year.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, where's your
Thank you.
fucking soundboard, Colin?
Yeah.
got it. I got it.
Get the applause going. Jesus Christ.
There we go. Sorry, Greg. As a typical good coach would do, you don't want to talk about your own accomplishments because you're there for your team and your kids. But
the kids are obviously, and I've said this to them before. I tell them, listen, when we win, I take all the credit. When we lose, you guys, it's all your fault. It's definitely, obviously, you know, the players. This year, actually, I took home regional coach of the year. I was voted on by the other coaches in the league as the coach of the year. And then on a social media site that covers soccer in our area, I won for the second year in a row as coach of the year. So, yeah, it was exciting times here.
Yeah,
Three
A lot of
accomplished
jocks. Press from Uncle John's old buddy Jimmy Coles that we won't get anymore because he retired, but a lot of press from WNEP from Jimmy. So he even gave a shout out to your dad and my mom on one of the times that we were interviewed on there, talking about how he walked with my mom in your dad's wedding.
WNEP, the best news station in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Y'all.
Now is Pennsylvania something like New York? Do you have to win your district tournament before you can even get into the state tournament? Because Ohio had something weird with like points. Where if we have enough points, we qualify for the tournament already.
Well, it's based on your district, how many teams are in your district. So for our district, we're a smaller district. So you have to win the district championship to qualify to be one of the 16 teams to go to the states. Some of the bigger areas, like down outside of Philly and whatnot, the team we lost to is Archbishop Wood. They're a private school, maybe about 30 minutes outside of Philly. But they get 2 teams from their district because they have more schools. So the more schools you have, the more representation you can get. Some districts have such small representation that they have to combine with another district. So not all districts go. But yeah, we have to win our district tournament to get in.
Yeah, New York is stupid. No matter what size your section is, it's in sections in New York. You have to win a tournament in your section just to advance the state. So when Colin made it to states in baseball, they had to first win a sectional tournament, and then they were into a single elimination state tournament. So it was tough because you could have 2 or 3 teams in section 3 every year that were good enough to win the whole thing, but yet only one's going to get out of there. So I'm jealous.
Yeah. We have our division that we play in, out of the 2 leagues that make up our district in the 5 total divisions that we have, we play in the toughest division. Just when you look at numbers and the quality of teams and their records. And then our district, there's 4, our district is made up of 4 classifications: single A, double A, triple A, quad A. We play in triple A, so it's some of the bigger schools, not the biggest, but our triple A is also the toughest, bracket that there is. Again, just with the quality of schools that are there. So, I mean, the feat that we did to pull off the double that we did was also pretty impressive.
Yeah. We, at least when we were growing up and playing, Matt, we had a lot of really good talent. I mean, a lot of talent that ended up playing professionally and stuff. So there was a lot of really good teams. Like when we won my junior year, when we won sectionals, that was a big deal. And we were a strike away 2 times in the same game from going to the Final Four, and we ended up losing. the game in extra innings. But yeah, it's a cool accomplishment. Cousin Greg, I'm going to flip this on you because you're usually the one asking us questions, but I was thinking about this the other day and I'm curious what your opinion is. So obviously as Yankee fans, we're well versed in the core four, Jeter, Rivera, Pettit, and Posada. I was wondering what do you consider the core four for those Philly championship teams, like the 2008 team? I was thinking it's probably what, Utley, J-Rawl, Howard, and Hamels.
What about Halliday and Lee?
Yeah, well, Halliday, they like Hamels was the ace on the 2008 team.
Yeah, and Lee came in 2009
later. Yeah,
and Halliday came after that.
Halliday was later. I didn't realize.
Yeah, that no hitter that Doc threw was, I think, even in the 2010 season.
Oh no shit! Okay.
It might have been, but yeah, that would be it. When you think about Howard and Utley and J-Roll, those three have like they have like the most starts as a combination of shortstop, second baseman, and first baseman, not just in Phillies history, but I think it was at one point in Major League Baseball. I don't know if anyone has surpassed that at any point, but they played so many games. I mean, and I know like there's a lot of talk obviously with that stupid Hall of Fame, but for me, like Ryan Howard, obviously he didn't do it for a long period of time, and injuries played a part in his, I guess, demise, if you want to say. But Ryan Howard was so good for like that short period of time where he was averaging 40 homers, and he was driving in 130, winning Rookie of the Year, winning the MVP, and really a big leader on and the reason why the Phillies were winning the pennant and winning that World Series. And he was one of my favorite players. I loved Big Fella. He wasn't a guy that wasn't gonna hit a 300 for you, but he hit 270 until later on in his career when he hit about less than his weight and had double that in strikeouts. But yeah, I mean I think he hit the core four really right on the nose there.
He hit 58 homers one year, didn't he?
That was his MVP year. Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked. I don't know if we talked about this on the pod or if this was like a separate conversation, or if it was me and Kyle, or if it was all three of us. I can't remember. But at some point, I was looking this up because we obviously we think of like 60 homers as being such a mythical thing, because up until the steroid era, it was literally Ruth and Maris, right? Like twice in all of history. And everything like this. And obviously steroid era kind of blew that up. Whatever, we won't get into that right now. But what's interesting is even hitting 50 is a remarkable feat and hasn't been done that often. But if you bump that up to 58 and 59 homers, I can't remember the number, but it is shockingly few people that have ever done that. Like that is an insanely good accomplishment to hit 58 homers in a season, and I feel like that kind of gets lost. Griffey hit 56 and 57, I think. Yeah. 57 is also super impressive, but
Greenberg hit 58, I think.
Don't
forget about Brady Anderson.
He hit 50 in 1996. 50. Still, 50 is amazing, and it's insane that Brady Anderson is on that fucking list.
He never hit more than 8, I don't think.
It's so ridiculous. But to Ryan Howard's credit, like having a season like that is even just 1 year, even 1 year of hitting 58 or 59 homers is really incredible. And obviously his career took a really, like you said, a deep dive into the crater when he was still relatively young, unfortunately, but by sports standards, but still hitting 58 in a single season is really
he had
incredible.
A lot of issues going on too, like a lot of personal things came out later on in his career with like family stuff. So I mean, to battle and do what he did, even with all that stuff going on, that's why I thought it was a big credit to him, which is why he was always one of my favorites. But
his candle definitely burned brightest for those like 4 or 5, 6 years, like where you couldn't pitch to him. You just couldn't pitch to him.
Yeah.
And what I didn't realize is the year he won the MVP, he batted .313.
Yeah.
So, holy cow.
What year was that?
2006.
Yeah, 6 cents. Yeah.
And the only knock against him is his defense wasn't all that great. But I mean,
look
at his numbers that year compared to Pujols.
I missed him. So I worked for the Phillies in 2003, 2004. and he was with the Red Barons in 2004. And then I came home and I started working for the Red Barons in 2005. So I missed him at the Red Barons, and then I missed the 2005 was the Rookie of the Year year, and I missed him in Philadelphia too. So I never had a chance to be able to be there when he was there, but I can imagine it was pretty electric.
So Utley is probably the only one that has a legitimate Hall of Fame case, but I feel like J-Raw was probably the best player of the group, right?
Yeah, he's MVP guy also. I mean, what was a solid defensive shortstop for a long time. You know, he got a little bit of that Willie Mays Hayes in him where he wanted to play the long ball a little bit, but that was the thing. I mean, J-Roll was able to get on base and do J-Roll things, but he also would be the guy that wasn't, you know, and I know you guys have talked about this before, but he was the guy that wasn't, you know, legging out, you know, infield pop flies or weak pop flies or weak ground balls. And listen, in Philadelphia, that ain't going to fly. At least not with the fans. That's not going to fly. Even for the most, you know, realistic people such as myself, I'm all right with it. I get it. I understand it. But in Philadelphia, where they throw batteries at Santa Claus and they boo their own, they boo their own. That's not going to fly with Philly fans.
Oy vey.
You know, my brother warned me when I moved down here. He said, "Matt, they're intense." And like occasionally I'll get snippets of like Philly sports radio, and they'll get a caller that's in like, "Jalen Hurts needs to go break his legs and get out of because it's like, holy cow, but like he made one mistake or like it's just oh holy shit. People are passionate here.
What happens when you don't win for a long time.
And that's like I'm not even talking about Flyers fans. I'm just looking at like Phillies and Eagles fans. So holy crap.
What's the Flyers?
Hockey.
Oh, okay. I thought that was only played in Canada.
Oh, come on. It
Sorry.
was like gritty.
Matt's been the only one who's been trying to get hockey talk on this show.
I
The
loved
best
hockey when I was a kid, but then they had the lockout and it was over. So
Well, the old Dan Patrick show, Dan Patrick would always be like, and here's the hockey segment. And then it would just like go silent and be like, and that's the end of our hockey portion. Like, that's all that it should be, really.
I still don't get the sport, but in the spirit of the Winter Olympics.
Oh, it's a great sport. Like, see, here's the thing that's weird to me is like soccer worldwide is like the most popular sport. And no offense to Colin and Greg, who both have extensive soccer histories, and obviously Greg, his present is heavy in soccer. I find soccer like super boring, right? Hockey is awesome. Like I don't watch it that much anymore, but like as a sport, like I respect it. I think it's super fun and exciting, blah, 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 blah. But it is in terms of popularity. I mean, they are like in different universes.
All right. Well, Ethan, we need to see like a rowdy soccer game together. Cause I'll tell you, I saw 3 different games in Cincinnati when the FC Cincinnati was in the USL, which is like essentially AAA. And they had 25. I mean, the stadium was sold out every time I was there. 25,000 people in the University of Cincinnati Bearcat Stadium, and they've got the Bailey is like the super fan section that's just going constantly chanting the whole game. You've got stuff going on in the crowd the entire time. You've got it was a blast. You've got people heckling the opposing fans because they give one tiny little section to the opposing fans, and they'll have like 100 people there, and people are trying to drown them out. And it was a lot of fun. I did really enjoy those experiences.
Maybe we can see a DC or Baltimore.
Like
the new DC team
is a whole new beast. Like I think seeing like hockey. I went to 2 games hockey. We have the baby Pens here, the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. I think hockey's great live, and I think soccer, the same way. Like this year, we obviously had a nice, run into the playoffs. We had the big student sections at the games, which was pretty neat to see. We had a road game earlier on in the year, where it was against a big rivalry. Their head coach and I played against each other in high school. Then we started coaching, against each other. Their whole football team was there, and they just heckled everybody the whole game. And I said to our players, like that's what it's about, like the school spirit, to be able to That was a playoff atmosphere game, and it was only the 7th game out of 18 in the season. So like, it was fun, really fun year for us to have, games like that. But I think you go and you see games live, it's just a whole different beast. I probably would concur with you that soccer does get a little bit boring if you're not a soccer fanatic, just watching it on TV.
Yeah.
Not everyone likes that 0-0 stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
But I will say, like, so the last game I saw in Cincy was a playoff game against FC or whatever, Nashville Football Club, and it went into PKs, and Cincinnati won it like 8-7 in PKs. And holy crap, was it like I haven't been on the edge of my seat for so long. Like it kept going and going and going and going, and it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. So maybe Ethan, we catch a Soul game.
Yeah,
no,
we
not
should, yeah, DC
Solus.
or Baltimore. I'm sure both of them have like the
Philly's got a team, not the
Yeah.
Soul.
Charlotte's got a new team. They're coming to DC like in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
First game.
Oh, cool. All right.
Ethan, you need to come up to Philly to see a game, because then we can get Greg to come down and we can all go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that actually would be really fun.
I
Yeah.
mean, maybe not. I don't know. You probably booked up on weekends for coaching from here till like
yeah,
when your kids
Ever.
graduate high school.
2057. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you got on your notepad? Cousin
Yeah,
Greg?
what
are
do we
you
got to
gonna run us
address?
down
Yeah.
about?
Well, there's a couple things. We're going back. I have a couple things to address. One, Colin did not pose my question correctly one week.
Of course he didn't. He's a fucking idiot.
My question. Listen, I sent it to him in a text. It wasn't even like I called him or anything.
I read the text.
The question was, if you had to pick one pitcher to start Game 7, who are you putting out there on the bump? So I know there was some confusion, which was, am I going to pick? Because I think Matt went and said, well, I'm picking Mo because, if it's, the end of the game, he's going to close it down. But it was who's the one starting pitcher on the bump, and then who's your one hitter you would want if it's the end of the game, game's on the line, 2 outs, man on first, and you're down a run, and who do you want up to bat? So I said my selections were Randy Johnson and Manny Ramirez. Now for me, I'm probably the only person in the world that's taller than Colin. So, but I'm by no means tall. I've been 5'7" since 8th grade, I think. All my students make fun of me. Yeah, I'm taller than you. Yes, everybody is taller than me. I get it. But for me, Randy Johnson with that, that 6'10" up on top of the mound, that quirky delivery. I just think about, every time I think about Randy Johnson, I think about John Kruk. John Kruk getting into the batter's box in that all-star game with the helmet on backwards. And ironically, when I started working for the Phillies, Kruk started working for the Phillies. And Kruk, when we would be eating in lunch, Kruk would always come over to all like the interns and everyone and just sit down, and he would just start talking baseball with us. So for a guy who grew up like the 93 Phillies, Macho Rowe, Nails Dykstra is my favorite player of all time. To growing up with Dykstra, Dalton, Kruk, and Head Hollins and all them. So to have Kruk, to be able to just sit there and just talk baseball was phenomenal. And someone brought it up the one time about Randy Johnson, and he said he feared for his life. He said, as one guy I did not want to stand in the box against. And that's all I think about. And that's what drove me to take that selection of Randy Johnson. And he has had obviously some postseason success, when he's gotten there. And then the other story would go with Manny Ramirez. And one of the guys, when I was working with the Phillies, used to talk about Manny, and they just said about how smart he was as a player. And they said people would eventually catch on, but he used to swing through pitches early in the games just in hopes that he would get that pitch later in the at bat, or he would get that pitch later in the game. And I just always thought, now, first of all, he maybe has one of the sweetest right-handed swings ever. Obviously was a great player, but to have that type of mentality too, listen, I was a terrible hitter. I was never giving up a strike anywhere. I was trying to hit the ball anytime I can. But to be able to have that type of mentality to say, hey, I'm going to try to set you up that's the ultimate cat and mouse game, I think, that I think is pretty fascinating between pitchers and hitters, especially now these days. There's so much more. Oh, did I go out? There I am. There's so much more information that hitters have on pitchers and pitchers have on hitters. That cat and mouse game, I think, is just so fascinating about baseball.
I want to say, I think Colin had relayed that story to me before. So I didn't, hearing the source that it actually came, that's awesome. Because yeah, Colin had mentioned that to us before, that he would try and set up people. He would try and throw me that slider again next at bat. Like, I'll hit it 460 feet.
Well, that was the great thing about working with the Phillies, especially the year that I worked in 2003 was the last year of Veterans Stadium. So the vet opened up, I think, in 71. So they had like a 70s weekend, an 80s weekend, and a 90s weekend where they had all old players come back. And like Jim Fregosi, who was the manager of the 93 team, they talked about how he used to come in and he would just get on and he would just start answering phones when people would be calling up. And he came down and he was like old times. He was jumping on phones and people would be calling in. Hello, this is Jim Fregosi, former manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. And like all those guys just coming back in and then just hearing some of the stories from them, and the small time that we did get interaction with them, they had great stories to tell. It was a fun time. Obviously, when I worked for the Red Barons, the AAA affiliate, which is now the Yankees affiliate, it was we had a little bit closer type of relationship. We were able to, be with them more than when they got to the Phillies. But a lot of great stories. You guys would have had a blast with some of these stories that they were told. Just the baseball minds are incredible.
Awesome.
So who's your picks, boys?
My picks are the same that they would have been last time. I know Pedro was my pitcher pick, and I think for hitters, I think I said either Barry or Willie. I think, and that's what it would still be.
It didn't have to be in your lifetime though. Wasn't that part of the
in your lifetime?
Yeah. Oh, it is in our lifetime. Okay,
in our
Barry.
lifetime. Yeah.
Then Pedro and Barry.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. See, if I can't pick Mo, I gotta rethink this.
You're not going David Cone like Colin?
No,
that's right. Colin picked Coney.
No.
I forgot about that.
No, Maddox. I want Maddox.
That's a good pick.
And
can't go wrong.
Hitter, I don't know. I'm torn between like, a high contact hitter that's just going to put it in the gap, or a slugger that's going to hit it out of the park. Like I don't know. Like shit. I don't know.
Let's put it this way. You have one of the best hitters on deck. They do not want to pitch around you. They've got to throw to you because they know Barry Bonds is on deck, if you will. They do not want to pitch around you. Who's that guy going to be?
Oh shoot. Man, Troy Gloss. No, I don't know.
Hilarious.
that just I don't know why.
Brady Anderson, 1999.
Come back to me.
Ichiro, Tony Gwynn.
Why you think?
Yeah, Gwynn. I think Gwynn is what I said last time.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So my more legitimate answer, although I still think David Cone is way underrated in terms of being a big game pitcher in the playoffs. Like he was a gun for hire, like for the Blue Jays, for the Yankees. Like teams got him because he was a legitimately great pitcher. But I would to satisfy the group here, I'll go with Curt Schilling.
Wow.
As my pitcher. And I will go with Mr.
Greg.
November as my hitter.
Really?
All I need is a base hit. You said he'd runner on third, right?
No,
runners on first.
Whatever. Still, all I need is base hit.
I'm still just shocked. I'm shocked that you would choose Jeter for such a
Jeter's
thing.
postseason numbers are incredible.
They're the same as his regular season numbers, which are good.
Yeah, for postseason, that's incredible.
Chicks dig the long ball.
The amount of games that he played.
Yeah, true.
Chicks dig the long ball. I want to see somebody go yank. Like that's it.
Well, I mean, Ethan already took Bonds, so
I still get goosebumps just thinking about the Bryce Harper 2 years ago when he hit a bomb until I don't even think it came down yet. in extra innings. But yeah, I love those big home runs.
Yeah.
Now listen,
Nice.
I got a follow-up thing. I got one more. We still have time. We have time for one more.
We
Oh,
got
yeah, we
time.
do.
Yeah, we got
All right,
time.
good.
Yeah.
Good. So here, this goes to the Kool-Aid Man question. So a lot of times, like I'll be like maybe like checking stuff throughout the day, like when I'm in school, like on my lunch break. So I really can't like fire away things back when I'm in school, even if I'm on lunch break. I try to stay like off social media. So I often forget in the busy life of things when I come home, but this has been eating at me for a minute now. The Kool-Aid Man, big question. Are the arms and legs also made of glass? Because if they aren't, Tony the Tiger can just slash those things right off. Like that's the one thing. And then the Kool-Aid is all over.
See, I want to say they are made of glass, but then I don't know how they operate his arms and legs then. So I don't know. Like
I'm looking at it.
I was gonna Google it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like that's a big thing for me. If they're not made of glass, what says Tony can't just, because I know that was a big thing saying that Tony can't break through the glass.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks like they're made of glass from all the pictures
Okay.
I'm looking
And
at.
just throw out everything I said. So
still good question though.
Yeah,
Good question.
this is important.
For all of our listeners too. If you wanna do this at home, the game is called Super Fight, and it's great when you're drunk.
Oh,
I think
man.
we're up to about 4 listeners now.
That's right. So what else was on the sheet, Greg? What else is on the docket?
Well, that was it.
Those were the 2 main ones? Okay.
Yeah, like those were the 2 main things. I know I mean, we talked a lot about food earlier and whatnot, music. I don't care for your music, but I never judge.
Okay, well, Super Bowl halftime show, fan or against?
As a super fan, I mean, first of all, two out of the people that were there are on my Mount Rushmore of rappers, Snoop Dogg and Eminem. And I mean, everybody, all my students know, like that's the first thing they see when they come in my classroom is my Mount Rushmore, which is Jay-Z, Tupac, Snoop Dogg, and Eminem. So for me, I loved it just because, I mean, I sang every lyric and everyone's like, oh, like kids are going to find out who their parents are this week. No, like that's a Tuesday night for Greg. Like my kids, you know, they like rap music. Obviously we've had to tone it back to, you know, to what we're listening to now that they can hear and listen and repeat and say things. But yeah, I mean, I liked it just for that reason. I would have liked to have seen another Eminem verse. I would have liked to have seen when Dre sat down on the keys and started playing I Ain't Mad at You. I would have liked to have seen a Tupac hologram drop in. I would have maybe liked to have seen The Game versus 50 Cent on there, but I'm a big 50 Cent fan. So it was good. I like Kendrick Lamar, other than what a lot of other people really don't. So I was all right with Kendrick Lamar being in there. He's a Compton guy, so he was, you know, I was all right with that. Mary J. Blige, you can never go wrong with her. So yeah, so I liked it. I want it more, obviously. You know, I really want it more. But yeah, I liked it, but I also know that there was definitely things they could have done better with it. But
I enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better, you know, more well done halftime shows in a while. I thought that was pretty good.
yeah,
The production of it was incredible.
yeah, just
So
and
good.
even like the tribute, like I don't know, like a lot of people don't know, just with like the rapping on top of the rooftops, like that's a Long Beach, Compton kind of thing. Like that's things that they used to do. So to tribute that, like you know, with Dre and Snoop out there, and you know, and being on the rooftop was great. So yeah, so I mean, I enjoyed it. Like I said, as a big Eminem fan though, I was hoping another verse from him, just something, even if he came out and spit during like Forget About Dre or something. But it is what it is.
Was Upside Down Fitty a reference to anything or just something
that's
cool?
from the video.
Yeah.
That's from the video.
Okay.
Yeah, in the club video is he did that.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, as soon as they dropped that, I knew who it was then, but Yeah. So I mean, again, I can sing every lyric from that CD. So I was pretty stoked to see him. I would have liked to have seen the game though. He's another West Coast guy. So, but like I said, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I just loved how Dre was like cool with just being the producer the whole time, like just playing with the soundboard.
That's been him for a decade,
great.
though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's his thing. I mean,
You realize he's a billionaire, right?
Yeah, he's got
his favorite class of people in this country. But Dre he's got that Beats money. So that's what I always thought. It's like, holy shit, we got a billionaire performing here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no. And it was produced by Rock Nation and Jay-Z. This is their third straight one now that Jay-Z, Rock Nation has that connection with NFL. So yeah, Jay-Z, he was there. I'd love to see him throw down like him and Beyonce type thing would be phenomenal. Didn't Beyonce just do one though, right? Wasn't she a couple of years ago?
2 years ago.
Last year was the game. 2 years ago was J-Lo and J-Lo and Shakira.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Awesome. Yeah,
that was good too. Everyone got pissed off about that one. I thought that was
yeah. I thought that was a good one. I can't remember before that though.
I mean, this had a rival when you think about it, probably like Prince. Like Prince is maybe one of the top ones. We're just thinking back of just pure productions, and I mean, Prince is on a whole nother level.
I think the Prince one's my favorite, and I definitely have gained a bigger or better appreciation for Prince in the last couple of years. I did hear a story that in that show he covers "Best of You" by the Foo Fighters, and I don't know if this is true, but I heard that was done completely out of spite because the Foo Fighters on a B-side cover one of his songs, and I can't remember which one, and he did not like it. So that I heard that was put in there out of spite. I don't know if that's true or not. Regardless, I thought it was still a good show, and I remember watching it going, "Is that the Foo Fighters? Like, holy cow! Like Prince is playing the Foo Fighters." But
yeah, that's respect then right there. I like that.
Yes. Yeah. Good. What do you think about Stafford and him winning the Super Bowl? Everyone's like up in arms. They're like, "Oh, he's an MVP," and then people are like, MVP, Hall of Famer. And he didn't win the Super Bowl MVP. He's never won a league MVP. He's been like all NFL pro one time.
One time
like that. Yeah.
He'll probably get in.
I mean, it's the NFL Hall of Fame. Everyone gets in.
I mean, you guys have talked in depth about, the Hall of Fame really, to me, I mean, what is it anymore? Like who cares much? Again, I mean, obviously it's a little bit different than with baseball, what's going on, but I mean, sure. Yeah, he'll get in.
Stafford still has a career losing record.
Because he played for the Lions.
He played for the Lions.
So,
yeah, exactly.
Right. So he took them to the
okay.
And and quarterback wins are as dumb as pitcher wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you guys are only saying that because Eli's a career 500 quarterback.
No, it's a fucking team sport. One person cannot control that shit.
Yeah, but Stafford took the Lions to four playoff games. Like that's pretty much.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's
the fucking Lions. Yeah, really. Yeah.
The
only team worse than that is the Jets.
Yeah.
Oh God.
We can all agree upon that.
Yeah.
Timmy likes to say, just when you think the Giants are the worst team in the NFL, the Jets come along.
Yeah, there's always going to be the Jets and the Mets.
Yeah,
they go hand in hand. So
they really do. I think that the Harvey news dropped today that he something happened with him. I didn't see it with the opioid thing and Tyler Skaggs, but yeah. And then tomorrow we have another opportunity to negotiate. The union and the league are getting together. Matt said he doesn't think anything's going to happen. We were talking about it before, but
I'm resigning myself to like a lockout and no baseball, or it's already a lockout. I'm resigning myself to like no baseball season.
Well, you're really looking at right now, probably about 3 to 4 weeks to where if you don't get it done within those next 3 to 4 weeks, like it's going to start to push back, really push back everything. which would be saddening. And like I said, I see all those things on social media. Like I obviously watch them as it is, but hopefully if it does go to something that is long, hopefully, some of these stations are going to pick up some of those college baseball games, even college softball games. I really like watching those college, South Carolina has, sometimes they rip your heart out. They have good teams. They don't have good teams. I always try to watch as much South Carolina baseball and softball as I can. But to be able to get some of those maybe on to ESPN2 would be pretty neat, because those guys and those women, they play really hard. So it'd be nice to see them if we have no baseball.
It's a good point.
Yeah. My last question for cousin Greg is Bryce Harper. Will he be a Hall of Famer? And if he is he wearing a Philly hat?
Yeah, he's such an enigma. Oh, he's a Harper shirt. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Bryce is all Philly. He's all Philly. I mean, it depends on what he does. Obviously, I think, I've always been a Bryce Harper fan. So when I found out he was going to the Phillies, that was a big day for me. I know that he was at times when he was younger, bad in the locker room and whatever it was, but I don't think there is a guy who plays the game more intense than he does. He's a Chase Utley guy that you're going to get 110, whatever you want to say, percent out of him, like every single time. Like he's bringing it. And, sometimes he gets thrown out trying to leg it out to a double, but I'll take that because I know that he's trying to dig for a double. But yeah, I enjoy watching every bit of Bryce Harper. I was so happy he had the season that he had this year. Unfortunately, he couldn't drive in runs. I think at one point his first 14 home runs or 15 home runs were all solos. It was a while before he ever hit a multi run home run. But I think we'll see what goes on. I think the Phillies obviously have pieces in place. They definitely always can get more pitching, especially on the back end. They definitely need that. But I think they're if they ever get on in the field, there's some young guys that are going to get opportunities this year to play in the field, and I think Bryce is going to hopefully it's going to help him out in the lineup, and maybe we get a healthy Rhys Hoskins back and see where that can go. But I think he is. I think he's going to wear Phillies. I think Bryce is off Philly anymore, even though he misspeaks and says DC every now and then.
Bringing that championship to Washington DC.
Yeah, he was right. He was right.
It's like, oh, Bryce, they're gonna win now. Oh shit, they did. But he's got 40 WAR, and it's not even his age 29 season. So
that's pretty good.
Did we lose Colin? We lost Colin.
Oh yeah, he's frozen. Oh, yeah, he looks frozen.
There he is.
I'm back.
Okay. I didn't realize he had 40 WAR. That's pretty impressive because he's such an interesting case because he's had those 2 years where he's been amazing, like last year in 2015. And then other than that, it's been like a mixture of good and mediocre. Yeah. But to have 40 in his career means that the good shit has been good enough. I mean, even getting 4 for an entire career is a good accomplishment, let alone having that when you're only 29.
And you're right, Ethan, the year before and after his MVP season, the year before his 9.7 WAR season, he had 1 WAR.
Yeah, I'm looking at
the
it
year
right
after
now.
He had 1.5 WAR.
Yeah.
So you have your 3-year average. Oh, he's only he's only 4 WAR player. But
yeah.
But if you look at his 2015 season alone,
he was incredible that year. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at even this year with Zach Wheeler, I mean, he was so impressive with his WAR.
Right.
I mean, to see him not win the Cy Young, but and again, I mean, it was what it was. The Phillies were in the situation that they were, and they didn't, come through in the end. But I mean,
I thought Wheeler should have won it over whatever that guy in Milwaukee was named.
Yeah, Corbin Burns, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a close vote, though, right? I mean, it was. They both had really good years. I can't remember their numbers now, but I remember looking, and it was. Although actually looking now, like Wheeler's WAR is a lot better. Wheeler has more than two wins more. Wheeler was 7.6 and Burns was 5.6. So just two. I was misreading something, but just two. But still, two wins difference is huge. But I think Burns' strikeout to walk ratio, I think, is what really like seduced people. To strike out 234 and only walk 34 is really good. However, that said, so that's 234 to 34. And Colin and we've talked about this before, and we've been in awe of this before. And this is random, but since I did mention Pedro earlier, let me look really quickly at this. In his like prime years, so in 1999, 313 strikeouts and 37 walks. And then the next year, 284 strikeouts and 32 walks. Just incomprehensible. I mean, holy fuck. But anyways, that was a long time ago. Wheeler was really great this year.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
We done? We wrapping up? Cousin Greg was finally here. It was great.
Yeah,
It was a great
finally.
episode.
There's a message. I'll have to resend it to Colin that it's like a homework type problem that I want you guys to do.
Oh God.
Is this the best part of each player?
Yeah, the best part of each player. So, and it's not something that I want like on the spur of the moment, because obviously I want you to be able to think about that. But there's a breakdown of like 6 different things of like who would be your elite player.
Oh, this is cool. Okay.
When it came to like, different aspects of the makeup of a player. So
okay. When you said homework, I thought you were like going to give us math problems.
Nah, heck no.
So,
Heck no.
but no, this sounds cool. This sounds good.
Yeah, I leave math at 2:45.
There's nothing wrong with math problems, right? Come on, guys.
Ugh, gross.
8th grade is the year they're just starting to learn algebra, right?
Yeah, I have pre-algebra and algebra 1.
All right.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Nice.
Very cool. All right, well, send us those problems, and then we'll follow up on the next time we have you on.
And please get Colin your address. There's a mug in the mail for you soon enough.
I have
all
his
right.
address. We'll get it.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet.